Your paycheck can disappear before you ever feel free. Rent, food, debt, status, and small emergencies can line up first, and your future gets whatever is left. That is why freedom can feel fake even when you are earning money. By the end, you will know the payday rule that protects one future choice before the month spends it for you. Start with the first payday hour before the month has fully started making demands. The money arrives, but it does not arrive alone. A line is already moving toward it. Rent, food, debt, status, plus surprise costs. Nothing dramatic has happened yet. That is exactly why the trap is hard to see. Freedom is not lost in one giant failure. It is often lost in the first few unprotected minutes after income arrives. Outside, the world sells you the luxury version of freedom that looks beautiful but gives no instruction for this paycheck. That picture may be inspiring, but it cannot tell this paycheck what to do first. So the real problem is not only chasing the rich-looking version of freedom, instead of building the small system that creates breathing room. The real problem is missing order. When money has no first job, the loudest pressure gets to become the boss. Pause on that for a second, because this is the pattern that makes freedom feel far away. The month does not need to destroy your dream. It only has to spend your options before you protect them. The better question is simple. Does this choice give future you more options, or does it make the next month smaller? Keep this question open while you listen. Is the next money move giving you more options, or is it only helping life look free from the outside? You answer that question in the first minute after income arrives, when the month either gets an order or starts choosing by itself. That is where freedom becomes useful, not in the dream life later, but in the first order you give the money you already have. This matters because people chase the luxury version of freedom and miss the simple system that creates real options. The viewer has to feel it in the first payday hour, not as another nice money quote, now follow the paycheck for 1 minute. The first pull is usually survival, rent, food, transport, debt, and whatever must be handled soon. That pull is real. It is not the enemy. The danger is that no protected choice gets placed before the rest of the month begins negotiating. So the first shift is not motivation. The first shift is seeing the order clearly. Freedom stays far away when every dollar is pulled into pressure, status, impulse, or unclear priorities before it can protect options. A missing order can feel like a personality problem. You may call it lack of discipline, bad timing, or being behind. But if every dollar is left loose, pressure will always look more organized than your future. Here's the part that changes the whole video. Freedom starts before the dream is big enough to impress anyone. It starts when one protected choice survives the month. If you remember only one thing, remember this. The first sign of freedom is not luxury, it is an option you did not lose. Now the second pull arrives, the picture of the life you think would prove you are free. Maybe it is the house, the car, the trip, the bigger number, or the version of you who never has to check first. That picture is not evil, but if it comes before order, it can make real progress feel invisible. So you bring the question back to the first protected choice. The next part matters because this is where freedom becomes a rule you can use on payday. No hype, no perfect life, just a short check before money leaves. The rule has to become a moment you can repeat. A payday order rule that protects one future option first. It is not there to impress anyone. It is there to decide what gets protected before pressure starts bargaining. Test 1 is the breathing room test. In real life, this is the moment you decide what gets protected first. After the important bills are paid, there must be some money left that is not already promised to pressure. You ask it so one future choice is named before the rest of the month gets loud. Test 2 is the option test. This is where the impressive dream waits while the useful order gets built. A freedom choice should give future you more room to wait. Say no, change direction, or handle a surprise. If the answer is smaller than you hoped, that is still useful because it is real. Test 3 is the status test. This is the pause where you check whether the choice gives tomorrow more room. If a purchase mainly proves that you look free, it may be taking freedom away quietly. A clear test turns freedom from a dream into something your paycheck can actually protect. Test 4 is the repeat test. This is where pressure loses the right to spend every dollar by default. The system must be simple enough to repeat on a normal payday, not only during a perfect month. The test only has to be plain enough that you can use it again next payday. This is where most people lose the lesson. They like the idea of freedom, then let payday run in the same old order. The lesson only becomes useful when the first protected move happens before the noise starts. The rule is not a personality makeover, it is a short payday order. One piece protects the future first, then the necessary bills get handled, then the optional choices have to live inside what is truly left. That order sounds almost too plain. That is why it can work. A rule that only works when you feel inspired is not a rule, it is a mood. Move 1 is define freedom plainly. Write what freedom means this year in normal words. Fewer emergencies, less debt pressure, more time, or more choice. Put it in the first payday hour before the money becomes emotionally there. The point is not to win the whole year today. The point is to protect one future choice first. Move 2 is protect the first slice. On payday, move a small amount toward a buffer, debt reduction, or investing before the month becomes noisy. Make the amount small enough that it can survive a realistic month. The point is to make the first order happen before pressure starts speaking louder. Move 3 is delay the freedom costume. Pause upgrades that only make life look free until your real options are stronger. Keep the reason visible so the move feels like protection, not punishment. The point is to let the paycheck prove a new order, even if the amount is modest. Move 4 is track choices gained. Notice the choices your system gives back, waiting calmly, refusing pressure, handling a bill, or choosing slower. Check whether the choice gave you one more option before you call it success. The point is to measure freedom by options kept, not by things displayed. Stay with this final turn, because this is the difference between wanting freedom and giving one future choice a place to survive. Now imagine the next payday again. The paycheck is not bigger in this scene. The bills are not magically gone, the difference is order. Before pressure gets every dollar, one future option is protected on purpose. There is now one future choice that survives because it was protected first. That may sound small, but it changes the feeling of the whole month. A bill is less scary when it is not the only thing money can do. A purchase is easier to delay when the future already has a place. A dream feels less fake when the first proof is already moving. You stop measuring freedom by how impressive life looks and start measuring it by how much room your money protects. Financial freedom starts smaller than the dream, but it becomes real when your money gives tomorrow more room than today. You do not need freedom to arrive all at once. You need the first protected choice to arrive before pressure does. If the first amount is small, keep it small. Small is not the enemy. Unprotected is the enemy. $5 with a clear job teaches a different order than $50 with no direction. The amount can grow later, but the order has to exist first. That is why this rule is useful for normal income. It does not ask you to pretend the month is easy. It asks you to stop letting the month take every choice before you have named one. When payday arrives, choose the protected option first. Maybe it is a tiny buffer, maybe it is debt principal, maybe it is an investment you can leave alone. Maybe it is money held back so a future bill does not become panic. The exact destination can change. The order should not. Pressure will still speak. Status will still tempt. Comparison will still make someone else's life look cleaner. But now the first move has already happened. That is the quiet advantage. You are not waiting for freedom to feel real before you act. You are acting in the small place where freedom begins to become real. A month with one protected option is different from a month with none. The difference may not impress anyone online. It may not look like a dramatic transformation, but it gives you evidence that money can arrive and not be swallowed whole. Evidence that pressure can be real without being the boss. Evidence that your future can receive something before the leftovers. That evidence matters because confidence is easier to build when the room proves it. You are not trying to become fearless. You are trying to become less rushed. Less rushed is already a kind of freedom. Less trapped is already a direction. One protected choice is not the final life. Here is why this matters for a normal paycheck. Bad money months often start quietly. The income arrives, a few urgent things step forward, and the future gets asked to wait again. That is not a character flaw, it is an order problem. So make the first rule small enough to survive. Before the month starts pulling, choose one future option to protect. It could be a buffer, a debt payment, an investment, or money held for a bill you know is coming. The category matters less than the order. Future first, then pressure. The next check is simple. After the necessary costs are named, ask what choice would disappear if you spend everything today. That missing choice is the real cost. Once you see it, the decision becomes harder to ignore. That is useful, not shameful. There is a second check. Ask whether the choice gives you more room next week or less room next week. If it gives you less room, it may still be allowed, but it should not be confused with freedom. Freedom is measured by options kept. Now turn the rule into a physical action. Move the protected amount before the rest of the month starts arguing. Name what it protects. Keep the label simple. Buffer debt, invest, bill, or time. Then review the result in plain words. Did this move make a later decision calmer? Did it stop one future bill from becoming panic? Did it help you wait instead of rush? If yes, the rule is working. The reward is not instant wealth. The reward is that the month stops swallowing every choice without a fight. You begin to see one small space open, then another. That is how a normal income starts feeling less trapped. It is the first door that stays open. So the ending is not loud. No luxury prize appears. No perfect income appears. The only thing that changes is the order of the first move. One protected choice comes first, and for the first time, the future is not last in line.